Good morning from WLOX News Now. This is Good Morning Mississippi.
Breaking overnight, crews rushed to the scene of a bad accident in Biloxi. New video and details on what unfolded while you were sleeping. Plus, police tracking down information as they investigate a murder on the coast. What they're doing now is they narrow in on leads.
In the First Alert Weather Center, we're tracking a Thursday thunderstorm system that could bring severe weather. We'll have the latest on that as well as your Tuesday forecast coming up.
First, though, developing overnight, a tense scene unfolding along Highway 605 in Biloxi. We've been covering this story all morning. Doug Walker is live with the latest developments.
A very good way to put it. Tense indeed. Behind me you see the car on the record. This is the car that was heading southbound on 605. Just south of Three Rivers Road and north of O'Neill Road, lost control, went into a guardrail, spun around, hit this concrete guardrail, and then two people ejected. How far were they ejected? Take a look down there. They went over the side of the bridge, probably about 20 to 25 feet down. You see some articles of clothing down there. That's where the woman and the child landed. The child is a 10-year-old girl. She was taken to Garden Park Hospital, has now been transferred via ambulance to USA Medical Center in Mobile. We understand the woman is in stable condition. The condition of the man, we do not know. One very telling note right now, no one in the vehicle was wearing seatbelts. That comes from Biloxi Police. Thus the ejections out of the car. Now, as far as traffic goes, one southbound lane is open. However, we are going to be switching here in just a moment because there's a lot of debris. It's hard to see, but a lot of debris on that side of 605 South. That needs to be cleaned off. So again, one lane switch here probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes as they clean up the debris off the highway so there's no problems with southbound traffic. But right now, one southbound lane open. Both lanes should be open probably, I'm estimating, within a half an hour. Recapping what happened again, the car goes into the concrete barrier here. Two people ejected, a woman and a child, 10-year-old. She is being taken to USA Medical Center in Mobile with possible skull fractures. The gentleman, we don't know his condition yet. The woman and he were taken to Garden Park Hospital for treatment. So that's the situation here. Of course, we'll continue to follow the story both on air and online as the morning progresses. Reporting live along 605 in Biloxi, Doug Walker for Good Morning Mississippi.
All right, thank you, Doug, for those updates, and we'll be checking back in with him. Meanwhile, new developments unfolding overnight into the murder case of a Mobile woman who went missing in Biloxi. Jonathan Brannon is live in our newsroom with a break in that case.
Yeah, Megan, police in Mobile arrested the son of Kay Raines in connection to her murder. Raines was reported missing in Biloxi back in January. She was last seen at the Beau Rivage in Biloxi and then the Home Depot in Gulfport. And officials say Raines frequently stays at casinos in the area. And then earlier this month, homicide detectives in Mobile took over the case. And on Monday, yesterday, human remains were found in Baldwin County, Alabama. Right now, authorities will not say if they are the remains of Kay or of Raines or not. And according to the Mobile Police Department, investigators questioned her son, Clark Raines, on Sunday, and just 24 hours ago, police arrested him and charged Clark with murder. Right now, there is no word on a possible motive, and details are very limited as the case remains under investigation. We've also learned that Clark is facing 13 counts of fraudulent use of a credit card. Of course, we will keep you updated on this case.
Some interesting developments there. Thank you, Jonathan. Also happening at this hour, Harrison County deputies working leads looking to solve a murder investigation, and they believe these two people might have information. Officials say Tracy DuBose and Eric Boykin are not murder suspects, but they want to talk to them about a murder last week. Sheriff Troy Peterson says Taiwan Johnson was shot and killed in the Crown Hill neighborhood off Three Rivers Road. We're told Tracy DuBose is the mother of the man accused in the murder. If you have any information, you are asked to call the Harrison County Sheriff's Department. This morning, a Lowndes County deputy is recovering after being shot in the leg Monday. A Webster County Sheriff's deputy tried to pull over 45-year-old Pryor Bailey. After a failed attempt to use spike strips, a Lowndes County deputy deployed stop strips, causing Bailey to eventually stop, and that's when he got out and opened fire. The deputy returned fire, shooting and killing Bailey. Let's turn it over to Wesley Williams now for a look at your Tuesday forecast, what you can expect before you step outside.
Well, Megan, I think we're going to stay warmer than normal today with more of that spring-like heat in the afternoon, around 80, with a lot of that humidity, too. This heat and humidity sets the stage for storms later this week, Thursday and Friday storms. And, of course, this week, a lot of big events going on. We've got the Mississippi Bicentennial celebration kicking off on Friday in Gulfport. And, unfortunately, in the morning hours, there is a potential potential for some thunderstorms, a 60% chance at 7 a.m. Then later in the morning when things kick off, the rain chance actually decreasing by the afternoon down to 30%, by evening down to 0% on Friday, and we keep it at 0% for that second day of the celebration on Saturday. So at least you'll get one whole dry day for that celebration on Saturday. Gaucher is in the upper 60s right now. Wiggins, mid 60s right now. Later today will all be around 80 into the 80s, and we'll talk more later on about that severe weather potential that will arrive on Thursday coming up.
Happening now, officials in Pearl River County are searching for this man. Come over to your TV, take a look at this photo. Have you seen Nolan Joseph Alleman? Authorities say he's been missing since February 23rd. Alleman was last seen on Highway 59 driving into Louisiana. He has brown hair, hazel eyes, a tattoo with the name Chantel on his right shoulder. If you have any information, please call authorities. Happening now, a new top cop is now in charge in Moss Point. Calvin Hutchins says he is proud of the city he's from and humbled to now oversee the police department where he got his start in law enforcement more than 20 years ago. Hutchins left his job as an investigator with the Pascagoula Police Department to accept the position as Moss Point Police Chief, and that's after former Chief Art McClung resigned amid allegations of drunk driving in late 2016.
It's a new day, and we intend to move forward, hoping we can build better relationships together, and let's move on and put the past behind you.
As far as his goals, Hutchins would like to re-implement the Youth Explorer program and look to increase manpower in the department. Developing now and next on Good Morning Mississippi, a fire rips through this apartment complex in California. The scene turns deadly. Plus, the alleged killer of former NFL star Will Smith is now facing another lawsuit. A breakdown on what's to happen in court ahead. And coming up in 20 minutes, a breakdown on what's next for the man accused of murdering and stuffing the victim's body in a freezer in Jackson County. It is 6:07, 66 degrees in Wiggins.
Now, WLOX First Alert Weather with meteorologist Wesley Williams.
All right, everybody, so here's a look at the forecast for the Mississippi Gulf Resort Classic. So as you can see, on Wednesday, tea time, not too bad. You've got dry weather. In fact, it's going to be dry all day Wednesday. But Thursday, I do think we'll see some thunderstorms on the green. So, of course, with lightning in any thunderstorm, a bad idea for golfing Thursday. Hopefully, folks can find a way to stay safe then. Storms continue into early Friday, and then we'll see that weather go away and we get nicer heading into Saturday. So that looks like it will be nice for Saturday and Sunday for that Gulf Resort Classic. Now, today's forecast, well, the rain chance is about as slim as it was yesterday, so not a lot of people going to be seeing those rain showers. We haven't seen any on the First Alert radar so far today. Afternoon highs will be near 80, but right now it's 71 in Gulfport and Biloxi. 60s elsewhere from Bay St. Louis to Wiggins to Jackson County. And on our satellite and radar, there's a cold front from Atlanta to Jackson. It's trying to move to the south, but it'll never make it here because a storm system building to our west will be approaching. And as it moves closer and closer, some south wind off the Gulf of Mexico is going to push that cold front back to the north as a warm front. So that means we get to not only see warmer weather by Wednesday, but also drier weather because all the lift with the frontal system will be so far away. So again, maybe a spotty shower today, according to Futurecast, but there's that warm front. It goes so far north on Wednesday that we're just left with sunshine here. Going to be a really warm one for us on Wednesday. Thursday, thunderstorm day, but not so much in the morning. I think it's going to start up mainly in the afternoon and evening. Look at noon, and then by the evening hours, that's what, look, it's still 6 p.m. and most of that's still to the west. But then there you go, yellow, orange, red, heavy rain. That's what that means on Futurecast moving in, and the rain chance stays high Thursday night into Friday. We'll pick up over 2 inches of rain in the WLOX area by Thursday's end, more added to that on Friday morning. We're at a level 2 risk for severe weather on a scale of 1 to 5, so That's the medium-low area of our scale, which means we only expect an isolated severe event. The worst risk will remain to our north. Here's a look at our neighborhood high temperatures today, upper 70s, lower to mid 80s across the area. Your marine forecast shows a light chop in the Mississippi Sound with a quarter-foot range between the morning low tide and the high tide that arrives in the middle of the day. Here's that 7-day forecast, again looking at nice weather this weekend. Just have to get through some storms Thursday into Friday.
One person is still missing this morning after a fire ripped through an apartment building in Oakland, California. Officials confirm at least 3 others died in this massive blaze. Authorities say the building housed recovering drug addicts and former homeless people. Residents previously reported deplorable living conditions with so much trash in some hallways that they were unpassable. Several people were injured in the fire as well. New this morning, a Gulf Shores student has been released from the hospital after that crash during a Mardi Gras parade. Now just one of the 12 students injured remains hospitalized. About half the students have returned to school and others plan to return after spring break. Police believe the crash was an accident. A judge says Nielsen Rizzuto will not be in an Orleans Parish jail while awaiting trial. That means he will remain in an East Carroll Parish prison that is nearly 5 hours away from New Orleans. Rizzuto is accused of causing this scene at an Endymion parade in New Orleans last month. Police say he was drunk when he plowed his truck into parade goers, leaving dozens injured. Officials say Rizzuto will likely remain in East Carroll Parish until Orleans Parish is finished training deputies in July. New this morning, Cardell Hayes is facing a civil lawsuit after he allegedly shot and killed former NFL star Will Smith. The suit is from one of the passengers who was in Smith's car that night. She is suing for injuries and mental anguish that she suffered during the crash that happened before the gunfire. She says the crash left her with injuries to her neck, back, shoulders, and other parts of her body. Right now, still no arrests in the nightclub shooting in Cincinnati that killed 1 man and injured more than a dozen others. 5 people are still in the hospital. 2 are in critical condition. Investigators say there was an ongoing argument between groups of people, but they're not sure what sparked the shootout. And developing in Maryland, police uncover a teen's plot to attack students at her high school. Scary situation here. Police began investigating 18-year-old Nicole Severio after her parents contacted her high school. They went to her home, found a journal, a shotgun, ammunition, along with bomb-making materials. In the journal, police say the teen allegedly outlined the attack, which was supposed to happen next month. Police believe the teen was acting alone, and she is now undergoing a mental evaluation. Developing now and next on Good Morning Mississippi, calls growing this morning for the House Intel chair to step aside. A breakdown on what has Democrats upset and what's expected to happen. It's 6:14, 68 degrees in Bay St. Louis.
Welcome back, everybody. We're looking at mostly cloudy sky this morning on our Biloxi IP Tower Cam. As we take a look at the rest of the conditions across the area, looks like it'll be mainly those temperatures in the 60s and 70s this morning at the Pascagoula Navigator Credit Union. And your bus stop forecast, well, no umbrella really needed with the rain chance so low at about 10 to 20% today. It'll be a little breezy this afternoon with those winds up to 12 to 15 miles per hour.
And here's a live look outside right now. Highway 90 at Main Street in downtown Biloxi. Pretty quiet so far this morning. No problems to report in that area. Of course, we're keeping you updated on the situation on Highway 605, though. Governor Phil Bryant will likely have to call a special session for lawmakers to set a budget for the Mississippi Department of Transportation. The House on Monday tried to force the Senate to hold discussions about a long-term plan to fund repairs for highways and bridges, but that effort failed in a rare public disagreement between Republicans who led the 2 chambers. The new budget year begins July 1st. House Speaker Paul Ryan is changing course, saying that the Republican fight to replace Obamacare is not over, despite announcing its defeat on Friday. At a fundraiser, he said to the Washington Post, quote, "We are going to keep getting at this thing. We're not going to just all of a sudden abandon health care and move on to the rest. We're going to move on with the rest of our agenda, keep that on track while we work the health care problem." He added, "We still have a promise to keep." Developing in Washington, some Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee are calling for the chairman of the committee to recuse himself from heading the investigation into Russia's interference in the 2016 election. Lawmakers say Chairman Devin Nunes was spotted meeting with President Trump to reportedly tell him his aides' communications were picked up by surveillance. Democrats say Nunes is too close to the president to lead an impartial investigation.
The issue isn't whether I'm offended or members of the committee are offended. The issue is whether the public can have confidence that we will get to the bottom of the Russian meddling in our election, that we will do so in a way that the White House won't be putting its hand on the scale.
President Donald Trump is set to sign an executive order, meanwhile, that will suspend or rescind more than a half-dozen measures that were part of former President Barack Obama's sweeping plan to fight global warming. It includes a review of the Clean Power Plan, which limits greenhouse gas emissions at coal-fired power plants. President Trump has called global warming a hoax. He has also repeatedly said the measures are attacking the American worker and the struggling U.S. coal industry. New and next on Good Morning Mississippi, an iconic coast business is closing its doors. A look back at the generations of sales and what's next for the building. It's 6:20, 71 degrees in Biloxi.
Now, WLOX First Alert Weather with meteorologist Wesley Williams.
Welcome back. This Tuesday, we're looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies, a pretty spooky and ominous dark cloud in the foreground on our Gulfport Hancock Bank Tower cam shot there, looking across the Gulf of Mexico. So we do have a mix of sun and clouds in the forecast today, lots and lots of humidity, and in the afternoon, those high temperatures getting up to near 80 with a south wind about 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's 71 in Gulfport, 71 in Biloxi, 65 Wiggins, 68 in Bay St. Louis, as well as in Jackson County. And here's a look at that satellite and radar. So it does look like Atlanta, rain showers and storms this morning, and that continues to almost right around Jackson, Mississippi. That's a cold front that's pushing to the south. It'll never make it here because this big storm system developing out west is going to move to the east over the course of this week. And as it does so, it's going to pull in so much air off the Gulf that cold front is going to be sent packing north. Well away from us by Wednesday, so it'll never really make it here, which means we'll not only decrease the rain chance for Wednesday, but also see warmer air in the area. Now for today, Futurecast really being very generous with these showers. Look at all of that action going on from now through 1:30 p.m. and then it sort of trends it down beyond that. I don't think we're going to see scattered showers today. I think it's going to be isolated showers. So I'm in a little bit of a disagreement. I think we won't see quite as much rain as what you just saw there. Now again, looking at Wednesday into Thursday, there will be some change. Even Wednesday dry, but then Thursday more rain on the way. Take a look at the rain chance trend from Thursday morning at 50% to Thursday evening at 80%, staying at 80% to Friday morning around sunrise. So that will be your really big uptick on that rain chance. Today, again, those highs will be near 80 for most locations. And then looking ahead to that Gulf Coast weekend forecast, hey, we got storms Thursday, Friday, but Saturday, Sunday, I think are going to be 2 nice days. So here's just a sample of the many, many things going on this weekend. And might I add, there's the Gulf Coast Big Rig Truck Show on Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. I've always wanted to say that. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Again, rain chances Thursday, Friday. Just watch out for those severe weather potentials late Thursday into Friday.
The big event, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Thank you, Wesley. Well, Sin City is about to get an NFL football team. It's the big news coming out of the sports world right now. NFL owners gave the green light to move the Raiders from Oakland to Las Vegas. The Raiders got about $750 million from Nevada taxpayers last year to build part of the stadium in Las Vegas. The plan is to have it done in 2020, and until then, the team will stay in Oakland. Moving a team from one city to another isn't all the owners are voting on as they get together in Phoenix. Team owners will have 15 rule change proposals to vote on this week. One of them making this legal move illegal. Guys taking off and leaping over the long snapper on extra point and field goal attempts. Owners will also consider changes to the replay system, getting the final call from a central office in New York and allowing head coaches to challenge every flag that is thrown. The closing act for South Mississippi Music Establishment is approaching. For 27 years, Jim Pinkston has sold instruments and accessories at his store on Pass Road in Gulfport. But now Pinkston says the time has come for him to retire. The building Jim has enthusiastically greeted 3 generations of customers is now for sale. As he prepares to close for the final time, he remembers so many customers that made it a special experience, and he will miss the most What he'll miss the most is serving them.
Just the dignity of being able to open that door and service that customer, and they walk out happy. That's an achievement. Man, thanks for coming in.
An official closing date hasn't been set. Pinkston says he'll keep Pinkston Music open as long as his supplies last, but he doesn't think that's going to be for much longer. Developing now and next on Good Morning Mississippi, officials lay out what's next for the major construction project underway in Biloxi. A closer look at the new timeline ahead as Good Morning Mississippi continues on your Tuesday.